Well, according to a new op-ed in The Hill, the United States can counter the world's energy crisis by not only increasing domestic oil and gas production, but becoming more energy efficient. This includes more fuel-efficient vehicles and better insulation in homes and commercial buildings. But is that really the solution to America's energy problems? How about reopening the Keystone Pipeline? Joining us now to talk about that is Montana Attorney General Austin Knudsen. Thank you very much for joining us. So let's begin with the Keystone Pipeline. How much of that was to be or is in Montana, and how did shutting it down impact your state?
Yeah, thanks for having me on. Yeah. A huge part of Keystone was going to go right through eastern Montana, actually over on the rural side of the state where I'm from. Mm-hmm. That was going to pass through 6 counties, but importantly, 6 of the most rural, poverty-stricken counties in the entire U.S. We're not talking about going through population centers here, and this pipeline was going to be a huge property tax boon to those very poor counties. But look, the pipeline was going to enter the country into Montana, and it was going to bring almost 1 million barrels of North American oil to American refineries every day. Mm-hmm. That's gasoline going to American gas pumps and bringing down the cost of fuel. This isn't rocket science. So when President Biden shut that thing down on day one, he ignored the science, he ignored the economics, mm-hmm. and he really hurt the state of Montana. And frankly, I think he's squarely to blame for the gas price. Yeah.
How long would it have taken? How long would it have taken to complete it?
They had already completed the crossing, mm-hmm. so that's an important part. They had actually the pipe was in the ground on the Canadian side. They had completed the crossing across the international border. Importantly, as a lawyer, they had already got all of the easements to dig in that pipeline all the way across the state of Montana. Infrastructure was moving. We were building man camps. We were putting in power lines to service that pipeline construction project. Certainly, we wouldn't have been turning the taps on tomorrow. Right. But I think we'd have been really close to completion had that thing been able to get going and finish by now.
Yeah, we could have ramped up, construction. We could have done things that we needed to do to get it moving faster. We would have at least been moving in the right direction. Tomorrow the Consumer Price Index numbers for June come out, and the White House apparently already priming us for a much higher number. Officials saying that gasoline prices will likely account for more than 100% of the expected increase. Yet Biden's economic advisor would have us believe the administration is doing a good job when it comes to gas prices. Listen to this.
Price is down more than 30 cents off of its peak. Now, some of that has to do with initiatives that this White House has taken, the president's behest, including measures to increase the supply of oil.
So your thoughts on that?
Well, the only increase in supply the president's asked for is from our enemies. He's crawling to Venezuela. He's crawling to the Saudis. He's crawling to countries that hate us, yeah, and asking them to please sell us more oil. We don't need it. We have it here in this country. We know how to produce it. We've done it in the past. If this president would get his foot off the neck of industry and let them actually do what they do best, which is innovate and cleanly produce this energy, we have it right here. But, I call this ignorant idealism. There's just this coastal elite idea there in D.C. that this flyover country should be ignored, mm-hmm. And that we're somehow going to heat our homes this winter with wind turbines and solar panels that are all made in China.
Yes.
This is just staggering.
Yeah. In the previous segment, we were talking about China and what China is doing. I mentioned, buying up farmland here in the United States, and I was thinking of the wind turbines as well. It does seem that some people, though, many, are buying the White House's other excuse that Vladimir Putin is the real cause of all of this. That's another reason they're giving. Look at this article from Yahoo Finance. An analyst says that we can expect gas prices to rise again and that Putin is the biggest factor. So just more of the same, trying to place blame anywhere except themselves and their own policies.
I think that's exactly right. Now, certainly if I was sitting in Western Europe, I would be concerned about Vladimir Putin because he controls their natural gas supply. But you know what? He doesn't control ours. We know how to be energy independent in this country. As I said, we've done it in the past, but somehow this administration, in their ignorant idealism, thinks it's somehow more virtuous to burn fossil fuel from somewhere else in the planet and not our own right here in this country. We know how to do it better, we know how to do it cleaner, and we know how to do it cheaper. Yeah. Again, we've shown we know how to do it, but this administration just seems to be ignoring science and ignoring basic economics here. I wish somebody would just hand them an Econ 101 book, somebody in the White House, so there would be some understanding of just the damage they're doing to our economy, to our farming sector. I don't know how we're going to feed everyone in this country when the price of diesel fuel to run a tractor is now over $6 a gallon. Yeah. That's not sustainable. We're in for a real price crunch here on the food side, too. Wow.
All right. Well, Austin Knudsen, thank you very much for joining us, and good luck out there in Montana. State I've never been to, but I've always wanted to visit. It's beautiful. Appears to be just
Come visit us. We'd love to have you.
All right. Thank you very much.